Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 124 here on season number 2. And today we are getting into, is it now the time to buy gold and silver? These videos are meant for educational purposes only and not meant to be taken as financial advice. You're responsible for your own assets and to properly protect them, so always do your own research. At the close of the market today, about the only thing green for me was my gold and silver. My gold and silver stocks on Robinhood are actually almost all over 1%, actually upwards of 1.5 to 2% today. So is this the rise of the precious metals bull market? Well, actually for me, gold and silver is an extremely long-term hold. Like, I'm talking generational holds. I mean, I hold most of my gold and silver in physical form. I mean, the physical stuff will get passed down to my kids and hopefully, well, eventually to my grandkids. And maybe even great grandkids. I do also hold a gold and silver ETF over on Stash as well, which has roughly $60 invested. And then, like I was saying, a few ETFs, trust, and single stocks on Robinhood as well. As far as gold and silver exposure or precious metal exposure on Robinhood, the exposure right now is a little bit above 15%, I think like 15.3% or something like that, which is great because my target is actually set at 15%. Earlier today, while I was looking over the charts, I noticed that it seems like we could be in a little uptrend. It also looks like we just hit the bottom of the support and we're up on a run now. It would be nice to see this continue, but for me, investing into gold and silver, like I was saying, is not short term. First of all, so that way I can break even on some of my gold and silver investments. And then secondly, take either some profit or let it ride out with some more confidence. However, just because I think that we could be in an uptrend does not mean to go buy gold and silver. It actually means, in all honesty, that I probably won't be buying gold and silver. And this is because there's probably other stuff in my portfolio that right now is undervalued and the percentages are off, and so it needs to be rebalanced at that level before I start looking to buy more gold and silver or other ETFs and stocks. Or I will say this, if you haven't looked at exposing yourself to precious metals, it would be something to consider researching and see if it fits into your overall investment strategy and plan. Basically, do a lot of research and see if it's right for you. And if you're wondering what I'm holding like on Robinhood, well, the tickers are going to be BTG, IAU, PRX, RING, and lastly, SLV. But I will say this, do not go and buy those stocks simply because I own them. Go do your own research before you make a decision to buy or sell, because ultimately you are responsible. Anyways, we'll go ahead and leave it right there. Let's jump into the question of the day, which is, what's the longest rabbit hole you've been down? Oh man, I have been down so many different rabbit holes in my lifetime. Rabbit holes that lasted 4 or 5 hours and rabbit holes that last, just a few seconds. But when I was in high school, we played a lot of lacrosse, and I'm sure that that's the longest rabbit hole I've ever been down, is playing lacrosse and how we're going to beat the opponent and how we're going to do better than we did this game, and so on and so forth, and chatting back and forth with my brothers for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Anyways, you get the picture. It was a very long time. But like I always say, if you got any questions regarding Stash, Acorns, Robinhood, M1 Finance, as well as general investing, business strategy coaching, post those questions down below. Don't forget to subscribe right up here and check out funding my M1 Finance account. Check out this video right here. And as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.